A very good morning to all of you. We begin our talk with a video. Let's watch it carefully. What we watched just now was a miracle. What might appear as a normal daily activity for you and me is an achievement for some of our special needs children. This boy, at the age of 19, for the first time, ate all by himself. Imagine the relief for the mother. But you know what the mother is really excited about? She is excited about the improvement in overall happiness of the child, a newfound twinkle in his eye, and his mischievous smile. We have learned this is what music therapy can do.
We have seen several such miracles in our experience with Indian music therapy. We've had the opportunity to work extensively with children with special needs. In one case, we were able to help a girl to start speaking at the age of 14, say her first few syllables and utter daily words like amma, appa, uta and so on. In another case, a boy with acute spasticity of his hand, with 1 year of rhythm-based therapy, he was able to open up his hand, hold a pen and write his name in a notebook.
Let me tell you, all this did not come in easy or overnight. In fact, we had to face a lot of failures, sometimes unresponsiveness of the children, or sometimes even everyday mundane problems coming in the way of therapy. But every story is marked with months and years of untiring efforts, not only by us, but also parents of our special needs children, caregivers of our patient friends, and also our colleague therapists.
Every time we see such positive transformations, we are very thankful that we quit our corporate jobs and moved into this immensely satisfying field of work and started our brainchild, Svarakshema Foundation. Through our foundation, we have been able to offer free Indian music therapy services to more than 250 children with special needs, many elders with dementia, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and similar conditions, and people with respiratory disorders, all at absolutely no cost whatsoever. Yes, you heard me right. We have been maintaining all our services totally free of cost. Why? Well, let me tell you how all this started. Before we entered this field, I was a passionate clinical research professional, continuously looking at statistics of drug trials, patients on chemotherapy, prolonged dialysis, and many such conditions. Data on adverse effects, dosages of medicines, whether the patient survived, how many patients survived, reporting these instances and so on. Sheets and sheets of data. On the other hand, I am a performing Carnatic classical vocalist and I used to get a lot of opportunities to perform in old age homes and centers for the terminally ill. Here, there's no data, but the pain and the despair that surrounds the environment is very obvious. So two worlds in me. One of the pharma world striving hard to find cures in medicine for these very diseases, while the other world that is actually suffering through the pain of the disease and furthermore troubled by the pain of the treatments themselves. So one day after a concert in an old age home, an old lady walked up to me and asked me to sing a bit of a song that I had just performed, and listener's request, I happily just proceeded. It goes like this. Sudha madhurya bhashana, Sudha madhurya bhashana, Sudha karanana. wait, she said. Long ago, I have heard Dr. S. Ramanathan sing this song in a concert, and he would sing it rather slowly, and she started singing it like this. Sudha Madhurya Bhashana, Sudha Madhurya Bhashana, Sudhakara Anana. I was amazed at her perfect rendition. The caretaker of the institute came up to me and said, I hope this grandma is not bothering you. You see, she's in an advanced stage of dementia and she doesn't even recognize her own children. This was baffling and it haunted me. A woman with advanced dementia who doesn't even recognize her own children, how is it possible that she could remember, recall a composition of yesteryears, the artist who popularized it, and even sing it perfectly? Isn't there something we are missing here?
When she first asked me that question, spontaneously I had to come up with something, obviously only to impress her. After all, the best things in life start with impressing a good girl. So I came up with a quotation that I had remembered from my childhood. Nado antaranga saranga, bandhane vagurayate, which means even the ficklest of minds that gallop like a deer or captured and captivated by music. She was impressed, luckily for me, and today we are making this TED Talk. Obviously, I had to come up with more then. When I was digging through the scriptural resources that I had, I came across a Sanskrit proverb. Tasya geetasya mahatmyam kim prashamsitum arhasi dharmartha kama mokshanam idameva hi sadhanam. Meaning, anything and everything is possible through music. Just about anything. Of course, it's an exaggeration. What is not an exaggeration? Most proverbs are like, the best things in life are for free. Holidays in Switzerland, flight tickets, hope they're free. Anyway, but proverbs tend to have a deeper meaning. And we got into introspection on whether music could really have some cure. If not cure, maybe some temporary relief or some reduction of side effects of medicines. Was there anything at all possible with music? Apart from, of course, researching with scriptures and manuscripts, we used to meet a lot of people who claim to be established in this field of Indian music therapy. Of course, in India, every snake charmer can claim to be a music therapist, with the snakes dancing to their tunes. But of course, the snakes can turn a deaf ear to them. What can we do? Music therapists spread across India make a lot of claims of even curing dreaded diseases like cancer or AIDS, curing them with randomly picked music, just listening to music or playing them. How was that possible? It was ridden with a lot of mythologies. So we, coming from a rather scientific background and exposed to these sort of mythological stories, were caught in a chaos. In this juncture, one mantra came to us as a revelation. Yukti yuktam vacho grahyam baladapi shukhadapi, yukti hinam vacho tyajyam baladapi shukhadapi. If something is logical, accept it. If something is illogical, reject it. Life is as simple. We started asking these established Indian music therapists these two questions. Can you prove whether it works? And if you can prove, how does it work?
Soon the game changed. We did not find many of the proclaimed music therapists could answer these two questions for us. So based on our scriptures, we started formulating our own Indian music therapy treatment plans. Here we started putting these two questions to ourselves. Can we prove this works, and how does it work? Soon, from the scriptural references and clues, we landed up with strikingly different therapy modules than what is commonly understood today.
small story to put things in perspective. Once upon a time, there was a great king. He was learning about diamonds. Then he stumbled upon this fact that diamonds are the hardest substances on the face of earth. He hit upon an idea. Why not tip our weapons with diamonds and make diamond swords out of this? Obviously, his weapons became very strong, and he won many wars and established a prosperous kingdom. A neighboring king heard about this idea of using diamonds in warfare, and he called his ministers, asked them to design a sword for him. They came up with a sword, something like this. Look how beautifully they have placed all the diamonds on the handle of the sword. Obviously, this king did not win many wars. In this story, the placement is the key. Just like how making a sword beautiful by placing the diamonds on the handle does not help success in war. Similarly, playing music to an audience to please them cannot amount to music therapy. Placing music in a position that it delivers specific therapeutic effects amounts to music therapy.
Although through our talk we have been using the word music in general, in the context of music therapy, we mean the individual components of music like tune, tone, rhythm, pitch, and so on, and not any randomly picked pre-composed music. Just as in any clinical research trial, the chemical constituents of a drug would have to be standardized before putting them through a trial. These individual components of music need to be standardized before any scientific investigation.
This is where we are very happy and proud to say that perhaps nowhere else in the world has music been so intrinsically analyzed, extensively organized, and importantly, standardized.
Yes, starting from the Adhara Shrutis to the 22 Shrutis, corresponding the 7 basic swaras to the 16 swarasthanas, all organized to form the 72 Melakarta ragas, divided into Janya ragas, classified as Audava, Shadava, Sampurna ragas, classifying them further on the lines of Upanga, Bhashanga, etc., and putting them into buckets of Ghana raga, Rakti raga, Vivadi raga, and so on.
On the side of rhythm too, we have the Suladi Saptatalas, which form the 7 talas, multiplied by the 5 jatis to become 35 talas, multiplied by the 5 nadais to become 175 talas. It does not get as extensive as this anywhere else in the world. Interestingly, on the dimension of emotion too, we have the Navarasas and the equivalent Sthayi Bhavas. This level of structuring and standardization of mathematical, aesthetic, and emotional dimensions of music lends itself naturally to scientific investigation. I don't know if our forefathers have arrived at scientifically validated results, but I'm confident that they have utilized scientifically acceptable methods.
It is possible to scientifically evaluate Indian music therapy, maybe even based on clinical trials. But once this scientific basis is established, we are intuitively confident that this unique system of therapy will get its due recognition. At Svarakshema Foundation, we have been working on developing logical, tangible, replicable, and effective models of Indian music therapy picked out of our scriptures. When I say tangible, I mean something very simple. For example, in the scenario of our special children, problems in behavior are plenty, and one of the most common problems we face is the addiction to junk food. Unfortunately, this has been used as a reward to get them to cooperate for many therapies. But using music therapy, we are really happy that we are able to successfully replace this addiction for junk food with a totally harmless and thoroughly enjoyable musical activity, which itself serves as the reward.
And in some of our elderly patient friends, they tend to have a condition called Parkinson's, and as many of you may know, they tend to walk a little sloppily, something like this. We train them on gati, a concept from Konakol. We help them to walk like this. Ta, hutta jim, tari ta, hutta jim, tari ta, hutta jim, tari ta. Interestingly, gati translates to gait. And over a period of time, they internalize this and they are able to achieve a fair amount of stability. Whether it's a simple process as what we demonstrated now, or some of the complex and long-drawn therapy sessions as we discussed in the case studies at the beginning of this talk, whatever it is, Svarakshema has maintained all of our Indian music therapy services absolutely free of cost. Why? We know the amount of money that goes into chemotherapy. We know the cost of every session of dialysis. We know the fees charged by scores of therapies our special needs children already undergo. One more therapy should not become one more burden.
Yes, the journey of Svarakshema has been adventurous right from the word go, going in search of the scriptures, interpreting them, facing the criticism for the same, attempting to create logically sound music therapy modules, all the while ensuring that the seriousness of our work and the worth of our service is never compromised just because we are doing it for free. These are the challenges that made people doubt whether our organization would even survive, but we are happy and proud to say that these are the very strengths that have made us successful today. We have learned that the secret to success of any venture is the same as that of any good classical music rendition. Three fundamental principles: Shruti, Layam and Bhava. Shruti, or adherence to pitch, in the context of music therapy would mean referring to the authentic scriptures and being honest about them. Layam, Thalam, or maintaining the beat to us means the replicability of our models, and Bhavam, or emotion, to us represents compassion.
We have also learned, in spite of all the concepts being in place, all your hard work to achieve your goals, sometimes things never go the way you want it to. In such cases, the best thing to do is
Sit back, relax, and listen to good music. Thank you.